Mthokozisi said, no, when the incident happened, you could still see, you know what I'm saying? It was still, you know what I'm saying, during those times where you could see. And somebody says, no, it was dark. And you guess who said that? Nthaabiseng. Here's the funny part about the story. Nthaabiseng and Mthokozisi, they couldn't see each other. They were in the same event. They was in the same incident, but they couldn't see each other, right? Hey, man, it's like Mthokozisi came to the stand to contradict what Zandi said, to contradict what this woman Nthaabiseng said. Some of the things that were added by Zandi I've already mentioned in a separate video, like the issue of alcohol. He's like, no, man, I was drinking Hunter's Gold. If Zandi says Guarana, man, I was not involved there. Tumelo was there to pay Lobola. Mthokozisi says, hey, there was no such a thing. That's nonsense. That would have not have happened. Nthaabiseng said, no, there were lights. Mthokozisi says, Nthaabiseng says it was dark. Mthokozisi said it was still, you will still see people. Forget about that. That's a lie. So I'm about to unpack, provided that you're interested. If you are, then please stick around. As you stick around, there's only one favor that I'm requesting from you guys, and that favor is that you subscribe, you like the video, and you do comment in the comment section below. Why do you need to do all of these nice things, good people? You need to do it because doing it does help out a lot when it comes to the YouTube algorithm to promote and spread this video to as many people as possible. Guys, we are on our channel to 20,000 subscribers, so we can get there before the end of August. We will, and we can. I'm definitely sure. But yeah, there are things that you need to do in order for YouTube to spread this video to more people so people can come here and subscribe. That is, you click the like button. It tells the YouTube algorithm to say people like this video, so it promotes it to more people. Number two, when you comment, it tells the YouTube algorithm to say, oh, people are watching, engaging, therefore we need to spread this video. And number three, when you watch it longer, probably until the end, it tells the algorithm to say people watch this video more. So it says, oh, promote this video to more people. Now, this is the last thing that I wish you can do. Please watch as many ads as possible. It helps in terms of, that's your financial contribution to this YouTube channel. Speaking about that, obviously Mshololo wasn't going to leave the issue of qualification aside, because that's exactly, by the way, Mshololo asked that question from Zandi Khumalo, and then the person that we thought I was a cell phone expert, he was a cell phone expert until Zandi Mshololo, Advocate Mshololo asked the question of qualification. That's when you say, oh, but this is not actually, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So that, Advocate Mshololo, she's never going to leave the qualifications aside. So it was this day, and she asked the question, Mshololo, what is your standard of education? And then the state objected that and said that is irrelevant. And then Mshololo says, no, it is important for me to know the competency of the witness and how he observed events as they happen. So the judge says, no, I am going to overrule that in favor of the state. Stop asking the qualification question. Now, then again, Advocate Mshololo says, no, you know what? We're going to be working on the night of the incident. Where were you working at the time of the incident? And Twala says, I was working promotional jobs, but it was not a 9 to 5. Mshololo says, ask the question, how long were you on that job? And Twala says, for 2 years, because it was I got that job from 2015. Now Mshololo asked the next question again. At the time of the incident, you could differentiate between right and wrong, and then in other words, you're an adult, and then you know what, Mshololo, when she asked such questions, she's establishing a certain point, and she's going somewhere, and that's exactly what she did. And then I could see where she's going. I could understand. I saw it. Okay, this is where she's going. Mshololo, can you look where you signed two statements, you were aware of what you were doing, right? Twala says, I will say so. It was the first time depositing or writing statement. Mshololo says, all right, so let's deal with the first statement again. Now, you saw a lot of inconsistency as well. It is in your evidence that the two intruders came into the house to demand money and cell phones. When you ran out being chased by the second intruder, did not he did not rob or ask money, right? He didn't. He didn't. Look, Utwala said he didn't because he couldn't get me. You don't understand the importance of this question until you ask this question. Remember, there was a first gunshot. Now, it's starting to say something. I don't know if you see what I'm saying. Remember, there was a first gunshot. Guess who appeared after the gunshot? First person running. Remember that there was Longwe that ran alone. Right? That is where we're going with the story that we've been given here. So if you follow the sequence there, because somehow the story, it collaborated a little bit. So it appears like, okay, so Longwe, he saw the firearm being on the two suspects, and then he pushed them, and then he ran away. So they fired the first shot, and that's when Nthaabiseng saw the first person running. Right. Number two, the second firearm went off. According to Nthaabiseng, two people went out running. According to the statement by Tumelo was being chased by this other intruder. Now, so it therefore collaborated to say, oh, so Nthaabiseng saw them running, but it was not necessarily because Nthaabiseng says they were running in parallel, but they were not that much close to each other. So now, so you say, oh, so the person that was running is Tumelo and the intruder. It's funny that Tumelo and the intruder are running towards the same destination or the same direction. It never happened in real life. You do not want to get to a person that will endanger your life. If that person is going towards this direction, you will rather go towards this direction. That's why you say, guys, you are lying here. Here you are lying. Here you are just lying. There's a lie here. The second problem that we had was this one. Mshololo said, if that person had an intention to rob you, he would have caught you while you were jumping into the ngashes. Twala says, nah, that will not have happened. Then Mshololo, when she continued, you said one had a gun and demanded money and cell phone. Says, I don't remember. Says Mthokozisi, I don't remember saying a swear word, but nevertheless, you said there is a contradiction between the other witness on what the suspect was wearing. You won't be surprised because you were confused. In other words, the incident happened, you were confused. Twala says everything happened very fast. This is where you caught that this person is lying. This is when Mshololo exposed this guy, that this guy is lying. So the first incident is the one that I've just told you. Follow this one. We're about to get into something else as well. Look at this one. So you deny that you were confused. Listen to the response. Listen to the response. I won't confirm or deny. When a person says, I know, but I don't know, what are you saying? It cannot be either. There's no way. You are either, you cannot be in between. You are either left or right. There's no way. That's why you saw that I'm told you are lying here. You just don't want to get yourself into trouble. But that's why you saw that I'm told you are lying here. Then let's move to this one. Mshololo says, you said the second suspect was carrying a knife and you couldn't describe the knife. Mthokozisi says, yes. Mshololo says, the reason why you couldn't describe it, it's because there was no second suspect in that house. I was like, Mshololo, that's true. There was never a second suspect in that house. But again, the judge interjected that and said, listen, you can't say there was no second suspect because in that way you are insinuating that they were suspect, but you know what I'm saying. But I could understand Mina where Mshololo was going with that. I understood that Mshololo was simply speaking in the context of the two intruders, but the judge was like, no, the statement is too open that it can easily be interpreted as if there were other suspects. You know what I'm saying? Then Mshololo say, will you describe the knife? And Twala says, so you cannot describe the knife. And Twala says, no, you cannot give the description because it was never a second intruder. That's the second question. That's how she phrased it the second time. Twala says, there was a second person carrying a knife and that person chased me. So look, Mthokozisi, you want me to lie now? Mshololo says, you said you saw the second suspect. He was in the street and pointed him to the neighbors, and I didn't see his attire because it was dark. Mthola says it was at night. Now listen carefully, we're going somewhere with this one. Somebody said the other time people were told to check that they were intruders without giving details. They just went and chased intruders. You know what I'm saying? That meaning to say the intruders could have even easily mingled with them. You know what I'm saying? But okay, let's leave this one. Mshololo, there's a witness that testified who is in Nthaabiseng Makete, who was sitting in the car. Did you see the car? Listen carefully at this one. Twala, where I ran towards, there was no car. I saw no car. So the question is, did you run towards the park or the back side? The opposite side. You know what I'm saying? But even if you ran the opposite side, guys, if you're looking at that street, you would have seen the car. Remember, let me point it this way. This is the house. This is the Khumalo house. This is the unknown neighbor. Ne? Behind the Khumalo house, you have the Ngasha house. Then on this lane, opposite the Ngasha house, you've got Mapiri's house, and Nthaabiseng was here. So if you exit this gate, definitely sure you must see a car here. So Mthokozisi says, I saw there was no car. So in other words, he's simply saying Nthaabiseng was never there. He's just lying. Let me leave it there. I'm just showing you. Look, hey guys, this sounds weird in this case. Mshololo, Nthaabiseng said it was not dark and she could see people running. This is the contradiction. I know in my intro I said Mthokozisi says it was dark, Nthaabiseng says it was not dark, but actually it's the other way around. Nthaabiseng says, Mthokozisi says it was dark because it was at night. Yes, there were lights in the township. You are confusing me. Was it dark or not? That was the question from Mshololo. And then because this guy was meandering around, he kept running away from actual answers. Then he eventually says yes, it was dark. Now I'm trying to think of the calculation. Usually I don't know which game they were watching, but if it's a PSL game, it usually ends around 5, unless it was an English Premiership game. But if it's a PSL game, then it will collaborate with Nthaabiseng. PSL games, usually, they start at 3, they end at past 5. And if it's a PSL game, we must ask the question, oh, okay, probably Orlando Pirates would have played on Friday. That's why maybe they're on Sunday. Because I was going to ask the question to say, Senzo Meyiwa then was supposed to be playing or was supposed to be somewhere, but then if Orlando Pirates played on Friday, then Sunday it makes sense that he was free, no problem. Did you see Nthaabiseng at the hospital? I don't know who Nthaabiseng is. I wouldn't see someone at the hospital that I don't know, which was fair. That was fair. And then Mshololo says, did you hear Zandi screaming to Nthaabiseng? Listen to this one. I did say I heard people screaming, shouting from Kelly Khumalo's house. I recall Kelly's mother crying. In other words, this guy is playing smart, but in other words, it answered the question. He never saw Zandi Khumalo crying. He never saw Zandi Khumalo screaming. So today we just saw the expose and the expose and the expose. Let's move on a little bit. Mshololo. Nthaabiseng says Nthaabiseng says she was the first person to enter the room where Senzo was and was the first person to be told Senzo is no more. But you said Khumalo was called and you followed her. Tumelo says, I won't say much on that. Zandi's mother went and I followed. That's where you see as well that this guy, he sees the inconsistency. He came prepared. Yeah, now he came prepared. But remember, you're dealing with lawyers here. They have a way of exposing you. You know what I'm saying? Then Mshololo asked the question, when you were inside the room with Khumalo and told that Senzo is no more, where was Kelly? He said that Kelly was at the reception crying. So Kelly was already crying. No problem. Makes sense. We can't dispute that. Mshololo, do you know what happened to the deceased phone? We've already dealt with that one on a separate video, and the issue of ID. We've already dealt with it on a separate video. The issue of SIM swap, that the question that was asked, we've already dealt with it in a separate video. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we already dealt with the issue of alcohol. I'm just following questions that were asked according to the sequencing. We've already dealt with those things as well. So I think those were the questions that were highlighted during this incident, right? And then we dealt with the issue of Kelly Khumalo leaving a child behind, which is that doesn't make sense. That story doesn't make sense. Maybe we need to tackle this one. Probably we're at the end of what was asked today. Mshololo asked the question: when the scuffle took place, did you see Longwe tried to protect the deceased? This is oh, listen to the answer. Look, so he left all of you. Look, sorry, let me repeat the question. So when the scuffle took place, did you see Longwe trying to protect the deceased? Longwe was the first one to run out, so he never defended or protected anyone. That was from Mthokozisi. So he left all of you. Mthokozisi says, yo, this thing of he tried to protect us from what? There was never a protection here. So with Mthokozisi, what I got was that Mthokozisi came here, he was very much prepared. But the problem about Mthokozisi is that you are dealing with lawyers here. You are not dealing with just me and you. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with lawyers. One way or the other, they're going to catch up with you. And they will get you. And they did. You know what I'm saying? If you have noticed very carefully, Mshololo was doing the damage. Mshololo, sorry, saying to Mshololo. But Mshololo was doing the damage. And you could see that, you know what? The man is being caught up by his lies now. You know what I'm saying? And when Mshololo took over, you could feel that, okay, the atmosphere has changed. So speaking about the atmosphere that has changed, the atmosphere here will change if you subscribe, you like the video, and you comment in the comment section below. The atmosphere will change if you click the notification bell. The atmosphere will change if you comment in the comment section below. The atmosphere will change if you watch as many videos, as many ads as possible. The atmosphere here will change if you watch this video longer, probably towards the end. The atmosphere will change. Thank you very much. Until the next video, please take